Hi, I'm Robbie from RBC and welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to be revealing the new DT Swiss F535 forks. So DT have today launching their new platform of suspension forks aimed at the trail, enduro and e-bike market. So we've been lucky enough to have two forks to test since January. And I'll be explaining the differences between the two. To start out with, I just want to remind everyone that in 2017, when DT launched their first F535, we were given a model to test just like these. If you click on the link below, it'll take you to that video that we did on it. So they've expanded on that platform, and they've come up to these two brand new forks. And I'll be going through the differences between those and these, and our experience in the 6 months that we've been testing these today in the video. To start out with, there's two price points. So we've got the F535 One, which is the top of the range, and then we've got the F535, which is the second tier price point. Both forks share the same crown, CSU and lower. Big significant change in those are new machining and new design on the crown, which has made the fork a lot stiffer compared to the last one. Nice angular lines. Also, DT have done away with the holistic design, so now you've got a rebound adjuster that you can actually physically adjust by finger and not with a special tool. Again, at the top, the same thing. You can't change this to remote. But it's also, they've got a very nice user-friendly adjuster for your lockout. Again, you've also got, like the previous fork, you've got your low speed and then the open and closed on the high speed lockout. On the F535 One, you have a three-stage damping system, which DT is very well known for. It's the ODL damping system, so open, drive and lockout. Very efficient. I've been using this model on my Levo Turbo e-bike for the last 6 months. I've done quite a lot of different riding, some really hectic descending, some cross-country racing. The fork is very stiff for a 35 chassis, 35mm chassis. So I've been impressed by how it's been handling and how it's taken an abuse. I haven't opened it yet, so we will do some pictures afterwards. Once I've opened it, we can see the results of the 6 months riding and how the seals have handled the riding and the abuse that we put it through. We've actually been pretty much everywhere with this fork. Up to Tankwa, which is the high desert in Ceres. We've been down to Mpumalanga, where it's been raining and lots of mud. Been on the Epic, done some of the Epic trails. So a lot of varied terrain. So I'm expecting to, what you would expect to see is a lot of dirt or grit inside the fork. Let's see we'll go through the pictures just now. But just to explain the difference between the two. So not only have the two forks undergone a whole change in the chassis, so new lowers and new CSUs, but there are some changes in the damper and air spring systems, which is how they've differentiated in the price points. So the F535 One will still have the plushport damper. There has been some changes to the plushport damper. It's a little bit firmer in the mid-stroke, which means that as it goes through its travel, it'll hold you much higher. And I've noticed that, especially going through a berm at some speed, the fork doesn't dive. It really it does well keeping it up in its stroke. In conjunction with that, in the 535 One, you will get the coil pair, which is the little coil spring at the bottom of the air shaft, which improves your small bump. It is tuned to the plushport, so if you change travel on the fork, you need to change both the damper and the air spring because the two are tuned together. So, and with the air spring, the specific travel size, you will get a very specific air token, which you need to put in. And that's DT have determined how that works. You will still be able to add your own tokens if you want to increase the progression, but the different lengths will come with different size tokens. So the big change on the F535, which is I wouldn't like to call it the entry level because DT only does high end. So the differentiation between the two, the price points, is the damper. So the new damper in the F535 is only open and close, so basically lockout and open. It's essentially the damper that they use on the F232 with some modifications for a trail. So a little bit more plush damping. On the air side, they've gone with the standard air spring with no coil pair. Again, so between the two of those, they've been able to reduce the cost significantly without affecting the package, which essentially is the new crown CSU and the lowers, which is where the stiffness comes from. Of course, DT's continuing to make their own mudguards. This is a really nice feature. It bolts onto the back of the arch, and it comes with the fork in the box. Really cool to have. Very nice. I've enjoyed riding with this. It really works very well. Overall impressions on the forks: we've had the lower tier version in a 120 guise and a 160 travel guise. So it's been used in normal cross-country stage racing version. It's light enough, 2 kilograms, 2.1 kgs. And some of the guys have been riding it, testing it in that 120. And then also on an e-bike at 160. This one has only been in 160, the F535 One. The consensus is that the fork is really stiff for a 35 chassis. It handles everything, and yeah, I think DT have done a fantastic job in updating their F535 platform. I know they are launching rear shocks with this. We haven't had an opportunity to test those, but there are matching rear shocks that will be available to go with these two models. So in wrapping up, I'd say DT Swiss have created a fantastic package. Overall, I think the performance is well above the standard of anything else in the 35mm market currently. But if you like what you've seen today, don't forget to like our video and click the bell and subscribe, please.